Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M40 M43, the Tier 8 American SPG based on the M4. It's located on the northeast spawn of Westfield under the commands of General Disturbance. Yes, I haven't been playing the game for a long time actually. I've been doing videos, and for the first time in 6 months around the Christmas period I actually started playing the game again for a while. And I didn't get much time off to play, but because I've been frantically pushing out the videos as fast as I can. But well, I had a few games which might actually be quite interesting from a technical point of view. You can see I'm in the Tier 8 American with the 8-inch howitzer, the M43. Only 24 of these built, and well, you can see I'm aiming straight up the hill straight away. Look at that train of heavy tanks. Thank you very much. Aim for the centre. No. So I fired between them, and I stunned the Skoda, one of the Skoda, and the M49 Liberté takes 155 hit points. It wasn't the best shot. I probably could have let that dial in a little quicker. Okay, we've got Skoda T56 there. I'm not loaded yet. I'm trying to pick the right target. Now this looks like the right target. Skoda's obviously got that wicked reload. And then there's that IS-6B as well. If I can get the two when they're coming together, we might get extra hit points. 3 tanks together. Okay, rounds out. It hits the IS-6B and damages the M49 Liberté at the same time. So I got double bubble out of that one, and I got some stun assist when the IS-6 went down. Now the main thing I'm trying to feature in this video is the changes that have actually occurred due to the nerfs. I haven't played this Arty since before they did the nerfs, and that's a long while back, because I think if I remember correctly that was 1.3, 1.13 rather, and now we're up to 1.15, so it's been quite a while. Now, I expected him to pull a little further back, but I actually got his engine bay anyway for 352. And he's stunned and he's a one-shot, so hopefully he'll be out the game very shortly. And he is. Okay, now we've got a Skoda and a Skoda and an IS-22. Now, I'm going to try and focus on these two, because these might come together. Although the IS-22 is pulled away from the Skoda just for the moment. I'm almost reloaded. Go for the Skoda. Engine bay, 413. Now the standard reload for this Arty is 44.1 seconds, and I've got 35.5, I think that is. So it's reasonably fast, using premium consumables, a rammer and a BIA crew. Okay, most of the targets I was aiming at have all gone, so I've still got another 12 seconds to go, but I think that Skoda represents the greater threat to my teammates with his double gun. Oh, Borsig in the background, just saw him. Try and go for the Skoda. Rounds out, and he pulls away, and that is the sound detection warning. He obviously knew that the shell was coming in, so he immediately backed away from the aim point, knowing full well there was a possibility he might get hit. I know some people do drive into the shell accidentally. Other people back away from it, and they obviously then get miss the shell altogether. But you've got to see, I'm actually firing over the other side of the battlefield, so it's a long delay, and he has plenty of time to drive out of the way of the shell. Okay, I've got another one ready. The Skoda's moved up again. Line up, rounds out, and it falls short. Yeah. Well, I got some stun assist, but that was well outside the aim point. So I've got to wait another few seconds for another shell. And I'm worried about that Borsig as well, because he's obviously somewhere. So as you probably know, before the nerf I was playing almost religiously, virtually every day, not quite, because of course I was still doing videos, but I haven't played the game because I've been annoyed. I was annoyed by the nerf, but also I've been just really busy. And there I get a kill. Take out the Borsig. It landed a little way away from him, but because that tank destroyer has no armor, anything that lands close to him is going to do a lot of damage. Okay, the Skoda's backing off. In fact, he's running for his dear life. So, oh, and he's gone. So what I'm trying to do, and there was a Scorpion scene somewhere over here. What I'm trying to do is highlight the changes that have actually been made and how much of a difference. Because I've been playing this Arty quite a lot before the nerf, but now I'm afraid, look at this, this is bad by me. I fired and then accidentally came out of the view just as I did, which was annoying, but I did actually stun the Scorpion even if I didn't get a hit. And so I picked up some stun assist off that one. And some more. And there's the kill. Okay, there's still 3 enemies in the game. I'm looking around for the enemy Arty somewhere in that region. He might be down below. Oh, just saw the tracer, so I know exactly where he is. He's in that corner. Just behind the trees. Round south. Okay, it landed near the aim point, not quite on it because the crater's not where I'm looking, so I think it landed a bit short. The only other 2 enemies are a Progetto and an SU-130PM, and he's just been killed, which means now it's just the Arty. There's the Lorraine 15550. He dies. He was exactly where I was aiming, so he probably did suffer some damage. And we're now looking for the Progetto, who's somewhere over here. Now, he could have actually driven straight towards our cap and tried to get me, but instead he hung around in this corner for an awful long time. I have to wonder if he actually did take damage from some of our teammates and that disincentivized him from actually making a run on our cap. But if you are the last one alive, you might as well make the best of it and try and kill someone. Even if it happens to be the Arty, but he didn't do that, so that's where he failed. And there you go, he has been damaged. He has taken a shell before. It's just taking me a little while to dial in. And I did it again. I accidentally came out of aim view by clicking the mouse. So I know that it does happen sometimes. You click the mouse and it actually has the opposite effect, takes you out of aim. That wasn't intentional. I know some people do it intentionally. Now I didn't. But at least I got 126 hit points of damage out of him before he was killed. So that is a win. Okay, here's the end of battle stats, and that was the second class tanker for me in the M40, M43. But it also popped up a second mark of excellence, so second MOE of what I thought was a relatively poor game. I got a bruise, a medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, I think I got 8. My eyesight is getting terrible. Yep, and my win 8 was 2,475. Not the greatest, but passable, I suppose. Yeah, second mark game. So I just immediately jumped to a second mark when it was on first mark. And I thought, oh, I might as well play that one. And yes, popped up. It's anonymized me actually to Mr. Zadro. Mr. Zadro is the name it's given me, because I do anonymize on this account, because there's a genuine possibility that some people might know that that name actually is associated with this YouTube channel. So I might as well make sure that they don't associate me with it, because otherwise they may YOLO me just to get me. Anyway, I managed to get the second highest damage on my team, but it was actually the third highest damage in the fourth highest damage rather in the game. The Skoda came out on top with 3,190 hit points, not enough for a high caliber because it wasn't 20%. Second highest damage was that Progetto at the end with 2,311, so he must have been busy. And third highest damage was the Borsig I took out with 2,197. I got 2,104. When it came to kills, I'm much further down the table because the top scorer was the Scorpion with 3. 2 kills went to the Udis 03, the Progetto and the Borsig on the enemy team, and their Lorraine 15550, the guy I hit in the corner, and I only got the 1 kill. When it came to base XP though, I'm actually in 3rd place because the Skoda T56 on our team did 1090, the TNH managed to get 853 and I got 844. I fired 10 rounds in that game, got 3 direct hits on the enemy but no penetrations and 12 splash. Damage of 2,104 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 6 of the enemy, killed 1, and that's why I missed out on a Confederate. 864 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. I earned 34,536 credits for battle, 17,268 from personal reserves, 10,361 from holiday ops, 62,165 altogether, and after ammunition resupply took away 43,465 credits profit. 1,266 XP times 2, 2,532 for completing a mission, and 633 from personal reserves took away 5,697 experience points altogether. So the first battle showed that actually the standard for getting a second mark has actually dropped quite a bit, or rather I was on just over 65% I think with my first mark, because I hadn't played the M40, M43 that much. I mean, the crews are reasonably good, but I think what actually happens when I got to the M40, M43, I just leapt to get into the M53, M55 as quickly as I could, because of course that's a much better Arty. Anyway, so second mark on this one. Let's have a look at the second battle. The second battle is in the Lorraine 15551, and just like the M40, M43, it's a tier 8, but it's on the French tech tree and is based on the Lorraine 40-ton tank built in 1951. Now you can see I've had a few ace tankers already on this Arty, so I'm quite used to it. They made a prototype, but they discontinued the research after they decided that they weren't going to go for it, and they were actually going to, not going to make the Lorraine 40-ton tank. And in fact, actually, what they were going to do instead was make a rotating turret. Snapshot into the ELC M90. I wasn't fully loaded, but I was quite happy that that one would hit the target, so I snapped it into him. And I just noticed where the enemy Arty is. He's behind the house at the back, but I'm not going to go for him, not just yet, because there are some other targets, some interesting targets I might be able to hit instead. Looks like there's a GSOR 1008 just behind that house on the main street, and that might make quite a succulent, juicy morsel for me to dig my shells into. Hopefully it'll come out. I'm optimistic that T44 is going to do something about it. He had to move away from that house. Oh, he just got hit by one of those 105mm gut rounds, and he's lost a fair bit of his hit points in the process. In fact, the GSOR does get taken out because he finally gets taken down. Now, I just noticed, I was going to aim to the town, but I just noticed that I had a building next to me, which is a bit awkward. Can't really get an easy shot. So I'm now going to go after some of the heavies in the town area and see if I can aid my teammates. From this position, halfway over to the east, where I'm not actually at the mercy of enemy lights, making a quick rush. Roundhouse on the 703, and a hit right next door to him for 201. Stunned him, and there goes my teammate putting another round in there. I've got a GW Tiger P. We did see him briefly whilst I was passing him. He was in that position. VK100-01P firing at him over the building. Rounds out. Now he does get sound detection warning there, and he pulls away, but he's stunned, and he's taking loads of damage from my teammates just across the way. More than one hits him, and he's now out of the game, so that's good. Okay, next one, the Patriot. Now he's gone to where the 703 was, and he's paid for it with 193 hit points, and I picked up some more stun assist. thanks to the GW Tiger P. So he's not a happy bunny either, because he's down 1/3 of his hit points and he's moving away. I'm hoping that Object 252U now decides to come up this area. That's out. Now that was a dreadful shell. It actually went to the left, nowhere near the aim point. Standard reload for this Arty is 28.76 seconds. As you can see there, well, you actually can't see my reload time there, but it's actually just under 20, just over 23 seconds. Direct hit on the Object 252U, and he's out the game. So I got some more stun assist. He got double banged there because the T28 prototype was the other side. There's not many enemies left now. And what I'm going to do is, instead, I'm going to try and go around behind my teammates so I can accompany them up the main street. But I'm not going to go straight towards the enemy territory because there's a Barask and a Progetto there somewhere. And if I was to do that, just go straight north, I would run into a whole load of trouble. Well, one of the good things about this Arty is that its speed. It's got 60 kilometers an hour top speed. And that's fast for an Arty. It's not the fastest, but it is fast. It means you can zoom out of trouble just as quickly as you get into it. Okay, now I should be able to support my teammates when they find out where the enemy is. And we found the enemy. Okay, so I'm going into the aim, and there's a Barask. Now, dialing in. See if I can wound this guy. Is he coming up this way? I fire in. Get some splash on him and stun him, and the Caliban puts him out the game, and I got some more stun assists, quite a lot of that one. Now I'm not close enough and I haven't got a very good angle, so I can't help them on the current ones they got inside, but I'm going to go through behind them, see if I can get to a position where I can still shoot at the enemy. Okay, there's the Progetto. Now hopefully the Progetto's going to shoot at my teammates, not at me. We are capping now. Oh, last enemy is the Lorraine 15551 on their team. Let's see if I can get a shot on him before he dies. Here he comes. That's out. Oh! Somebody was a lot quicker than I was. And we kept out to win. Here's the end of battle results, and that game was a first-class tanker, but it was also another second mark, yes, just because I hadn't played it for a long while, and the nerf has affected the amount of damage needed to actually get a third mark by considerably, and because I put a lot of damage into this vehicle previously to the nerf. Obviously, the moment I played it again, it popped up with a second mark straight away. I also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. I managed to get 5 exactly, and I got a Confederate as well because I hit more of the enemy than anyone else in my team. In fact, I didn't get a kill in the game, but I certainly did hit 6 enemy tanks. My win rate was only 1623, which is good, but not spectacular. Not the sort of level I would normally get in a game. Even with a Lorraine 15551, I would expect quite a bit more than that, but I think I was... well, kind of hampered because you've noticed that the amount of damage that these 155mm shells do is considerably less than it was before. I mean, it used to be that this Arty would do, if I remember correctly, 750 alpha with the 155, and now it's only 680. So you have lost quite a bit already. And so yes, in fact, virtually all the Artys are the same. They've reduced the amount of damage so much that it gets very difficult to get the same sort of scores you used to get in the past. It's surprisingly, I also managed to do SPG 15 in that game as well, because I haven't really concentrated on the personal missions. I never really did. I was more focused on playing Arty because I enjoyed it. And so yes, surprisingly, I got an SPG 15. I think it was the T28 HDC, which is another surprising thing, that's as far as I've got on the personal missions. Never bothered to take them any further. Anyway, so two marks today in different Artys. And neither of these arties have been played before since the nerf. So obviously you can see that the nerf has had a massive change, considering they were probably around about the 65% mark back when I played them before the nerf, and now they're into something like 85 or 90% on these arties now. So I hope you enjoyed those two brief battles. I've got another video coming up after this one where something similar happens, but you'll see that shortly. If you enjoyed this replay or these videos, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.